African American community, we always refer to the Phyllis Wheatley YWCA as the Girls' Y. The YW was a place where black children could get together in a safe environment, and our parents felt comfortable knowing that the experience was not just a social involvement. What I gained from the experience of the YW as a young person growing up was the opportunity to develop into perhaps into the leader that I was later to become.
When I first became involved in the Y, we were stretched. We had a building that didn't meet our needs. We had a board that represented some elements of the community very well and others not so much. We were committed to diversity, but after the Phyllis Wheatley YWCA merged with us, we sometimes had trouble figuring out what that meant.
I think there's always been and continues to be a real need for institutions, and the Y is an institution.
I'm a big believer that women need someone to speak for them, and I think the Y has been a very consistent voice as well as providing a lot of needed services.
It has a tradition, it has a legacy, it has a history of caring about women, caring about women's needs.
Today, I see the Y as being able to do anything it decides it needs to do. I think we have grown and become stable, and we certainly have changed our image in the community.
Both of us, especially my mom, but me too, have been here long enough to see this organization go from one that was struggling to pay the bills, and sometimes paid them late, for months in a row, but managed to get them all paid, but that was the level we were at, to an organization that's stable. Our staff knows they're going to get paid every month now. But we still operate with that desperate level a little bit, that environment of every penny has to count. Our donors have given us this, and we have so much need here. And that's one of the things that draws you to an organization. You want to be part of the team that's doing so much with so little.
The Women in Crisis Domestic Violence Shelter assist individuals that have been abused and battered to provide a safe place, but also to help them get back on their feet. The need is ever growing. It's ever changing too. We know that domestic violence does not discriminate. It happens to any and every person, women, men, and children. And we know that it's something that's not going away. My mother was a victim of domestic violence, and that's something that she never really talked about, and to this day hasn't really talked much about her experience. When I first started working here, I didn't really realize the magnitude of what my mom had experienced going through domestic violence early on. That affected me personally.
The people who are there need somebody and need that support to continue going through, leaving their partners in abusive situations and starting over, linking them to resources that they need that they didn't have access to or just didn't even know about because they had this impression in their minds that they're here alone, they don't have anybody, they don't have anything. So the legal advocacy program assists them in linking them to all those resources. Maybe the reason why this touches home so much is because I didn't have access to any of these resources. I had to go through everything by myself. I didn't have anybody to come with me to court. I didn't have access to counseling. I know what it feels like to be scared and alone and not knowing the what ifs. So really just being there and being supportive the best way that I can, I feel like I'm making a difference.
We're empowering women by allowing them to become self-sufficient, allowing them to go to work, providing means for their families. They'll be able to drop their kids off, go to work, and not have a worry about their child throughout the day. They're not worried about their child being left at home alone. We also assist them with their homework. We do reading programs. I was one of those kids that was raised by the before and after school programs. They taught me how to tie my shoes. They taught me how to read. They taught me how to write. They taught me how to interact with other children. To me, that's warming to know that I'm able to make a child feel safe and secure and overcome certain obstacles that they've already faced at 4 and 5 years old.
The YWCA is definitely here for every woman, meaning that hopefully every woman in the community knows who we are, they know what we do, and they know that we are here to serve them.
I'm a different kind of woman. I dress a little different, I talk a little different, and even within our programs it's been questioned, Miss Gina, why do you dress a certain way? In spite of differences, any differences, whether you're gay, you're lesbian, you're straight, you're black, you're white, you're accepted in this organization and you're made to feel part.
I think each individual who works for the Y brings their own uniqueness to it to make it what it is.
We hope that women can come together helping other women in a supportive way.
There's a role to play. Some women need our services, or some women at some times in their lives need our services, where other women are in a position to make those services possible, either by financial contributions or by leadership or by volunteering for the Y, or by being, well, dare I say, our mouthpiece in the community.
We all come from different places and different backgrounds, but we all come with one mind and one goal, and that's to empower others. We live our lives to make the lives of others better.
Well, my passion for the organization started with the need for that domestic violence shelter and just keeping it open. But I have to say, it grew from there. You know, the mission of the YWCA, eliminating racism and empowering women. Everyone's for that, but being part of a team that's really trying to make that happen, or to take steps to make that happen, to further those goals, is, I guess, really what makes me passionate about this organization.
It's been one of the most rewarding things I have ever done.
It just gives me a purpose.